Hey there, Sam Visnic here, Release Muscle Therapy, and in this video we're going to be talking about abduction of the hip as it relates to the PRI or Postural Restoration Institute model. In another video we talk about the Adduction Drop Test, which talks about getting the hip or the testing for getting the hip in its state of neutrality to see if it's there or to tell if the innominate, that is the pelvic bone, is rotated forward in limiting hip movement. Now in this video we're going to be talking about abduction and what is happening when we're abducting the hip. So the skeletal model is oftentimes very useful in order to get good visualization of what we're actually looking at versus using a human model here. So if we are looking at abduction in particular on the right side, okay, if we have a left AIC pattern, that's where the innominate bone is rotated forward on the left. Let's say we have a positive adduction drop test, meaning that there is restriction in adduction. If we go to the right side, let's assume that the right posterior or the innominate is posteriorly rotated relative to the left. It is in a relative state of neutrality. Then let's say that we have on this side, for discussion purposes, a negative drop test. So it actually drops all the way down. So this side is doing relatively the opposite of this. So if we have restriction in adduction, that's adduction on the left, then we'll see restriction in abduction most commonly on the right. So this test can easily be performed by taking the leg down at the bottom, stabilizing the pelvis, keeping the leg in line with the body so it's neutral, and starting to lift the leg up. Now, because of the orientation of the pelvis with a left AIC, that is the bone rotating forward and thus turning your body to the right with a right side orientation and or weight bearing, we have increased activity of the right adductor muscle group. So when the right adductor muscle group is overactive, then we are going to have limitation in abduction. Okay? So this test will be a positive test. We'll have a hard time fully abducting this right hip relative to the left. So on the left side, we'll have far more abduction than we will on that right side. So I hope that makes sense. Positive left adduction drop test, which is associated with the left AIC pattern. So the right side is doing the opposite. So we should have very restricted abduction, okay, and a negative adduction drop test. All right? So that is helping us to clarify or to understand that pattern. Now always remember that if an individual is a PEC, they're extended bilaterally on both sides, they may have a drop test that's positive on both sides. There might be restrictions and so forth that are very similar on both. I'm just talking about the general AIC left pattern and what's going on the left and the right side. So I hope that's helpful in understanding and clarifying that test a little bit more on what's going on both sides, and that helps with evaluations, whether you're a therapist and you're doing this with clients or whether you're trying to do a little bit of self-assessment. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Any questions, feel free to comment below, and also make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel so you can get notified of additional videos coming up soon. Thanks for watching.